Hi everyone, today I'm going to discuss with you a case study called Data-Driven Instruction at KIPP Comienza. The study was conducted by Jill Grossman and Brad Cawn. So some background. KIPP Comienza Community Prep School. It's an elementary school in Huntington Park, California, where 94% of the students qualify for free lunch and 60% are ELL. Most of the kindergarten students start out well below pre-reading levels, and they are led by Principal Shirley Appleman. The problem the school faces is how can a principal help students who enter school well below pre-reading levels achieve proficient and advanced scores on standardized tests? So how do we measure and achieve success? The principal wanted to raise test scores and help students become college and career ready. To achieve this, the staff set goals where the school leaders and teachers use the previous year's assessment data and network goals to set targets for student achievement. They also frequently collected a variety of data for monitoring and attending towards the progress of goals. Teachers give students standard aligned assessments multiple times a week, every other week, at the end of each unit, and quarterly. Other data points include frequent classroom observation and note-taking, adaptive technology, and surveys. They also applied the data to school practices. The data is used to differentiate instruction and to design professional development. Furthermore, they regularly revisited tools to facilitate frequent and consistent data tracking and analysis. The protocol guide that teachers use to discuss data. Online data trackers that are stored in Google Documents give all staff access to the data and enable them to analyze data across classrooms, grades, and the entire school. They also created a system of support and accountability. The principal designed the school schedule to allow for frequent collaboration around data among teachers and instructional leaders. Bi-weekly meetings are held between principals and the deans and the teachers, and among same grade teachers. The goal is to have students perform proficient in advance and to move the bubble students into a higher bracket of achievement. Bubble students are classified as students who scored 3 or 4 questions wrong that would put them into a lower bracket. The whole goal is to move those students up into the bracket that they really belong in. So let's dig a little bit deeper into those categories I discussed. Setting goals. The principal and leadership team set goals in the summer for a variety of tests, such as the Smarter Balanced Assessment Consortium, the measures of academic progress, standard line interim assessments that were created in-house, reading levels based off of the strategic teaching and evaluation progress and Fontes and Pinnell. They also set goals for special education and school health, such as attendance and attrition. They look at both school-wide end-of-the-year targets and student ability at the start of the year. They analyze end-of-year targets, assess incoming reading levels, and define ideal reading growth at each grade level and examine past achievements. The teachers then use backwards planning to determine the interim benchmarks. Data collection and monitoring progress. To do this, the teachers do exit tickets multiple times per week. They have testing every other week, quarterly end of cycle testing, weekly teacher observations, staff surveys on school climate, staff created assessments using a matrix designed by the leadership team. When designing the school's own assessments and calendar of objectives, the staff included those types of items and ensured that they exposed students to all the standards over the course of the school year. In sum, the principal and her staff aligned the curriculum map to the design of the exams. The matrix lists Bloom's taxonomy levels, cognitive functions, and some STEM questions that the teachers can ask to help monitor progress towards mastering standards, and the related skills from standardized assessments. When applying the data to school practices, the assessment design begins in spring of the following year, where the teachers meet and look over the testing from the entire school year, and they create the first 2 assessments for the fall. The teachers take the test themselves, and the coaches review the assessments and give feedback. The principal feels that the teachers should know their students, where they're projected to land on assessments, and bring in students' work to show misconceptions. The principal and the dean push students to examine the data and determine next step support for the students. When they're creating and revising tools, the dean meet with the teachers one-on-one, and they discuss trends for the classroom and determine immediate action steps. Teachers are expected to go to grade level team meetings and one-on-one meetings with the deans. Principals, deans, coaches, and staff are all expected to be familiar with the data and discuss it at meetings. The protocol for team meetings stays the same throughout the year. They identify and discuss contributing factors that lead to assessment results. They also acknowledge the growth and identification of individual students and classes of students that are struggling with particular skills. The teams look at how students responded to assessment questions and discuss whether their struggles seem to be content with content or question format. They determine vital areas that need improvement and advise that the students increase their achievement in these categories. They also develop action steps that are measurable and obtainable to address areas of struggle. And they also reflect on team dynamics and discuss the areas of support. While doing all of this, the principal is creating a system of support and accountability for the teachers. She prioritizes developing relationships amongst the staff. They created a schedule so the teachers can eat, plan, and work together. This allows time for the following meetings. The principal meets bi-weekly with each dean one-on-one. The principal meets weekly with a team of instructional coaches and the 3 deans. The deans meet one-on-one bi-weekly with the teachers, and the grade level teams meet bi-weekly and are led by a team teacher with the dean in attendance. So there's a lot of different meetings going on where the teachers are able to discuss and plan together. So this helps take some of the load off of the teachers. They're not doing this on their own at home. It's built into the schedule, and they're being supported at multiple levels of by the administration. So why do they put in all this effort? They help students become college and career ready, and they raise the test scores of the school. Some key elements from this case study that we can take away are frequent meetings reviewing the data collection multiple times per week, standard aligned instructions, and strong relationships among staff members. All of these different things attribute to a school where the students are performing well and are doing much better than they would be doing in other schools. Some challenges that the school has met is that they need constant consistency and rigor, and it requires substantial time to plan and high levels of organization within the school. The results are really awesome though. The school was ranked 8th in Los Angeles in overall performance. The school ranked 1st among schools serving low-income ELL students, and they were the highest performing school in the nation on the math portion of the SBAC. This all was from 2016, but I have a feeling that they are still probably doing pretty well. So what can be learned? Data-informed planning can result in high test scores. There must be time scheduled for teachers to plan together. There must be multiple levels of school leadership where everyone is interacting with one another. So there's coaches, there's deans, there's principals, and everyone is meeting frequently so that the teachers and the staff are all on the same page so that they can help the students the best that they can. And the instruction is aligned to the standards and to the Common Core, so the students are getting the instruction that is deemed necessary. And the references for this were from the article I discussed when I introduced this, written by Jill Grossman and Brad Cawn. Thank you everyone for listening. Hope you have a great night.